What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while, and I apologize for that, but stay tuned because in this video I'm going to explain 5 things I wish I knew before I got started in trading. So if you're new to trading, you're probably wondering, where do I start? And you're probably asking questions like, what broker do I use? How much money do I need? What's the minimum I can use to trade? How much should I be expected to make? And those are good questions, and we all ask those. But what's important is what I'm about to share with you, 5 things I wish I knew before I actually started trading. And I think if you know these, it's really going to help you step above the competition, because let's face it, we're all competing against each other and we're all trying to trade better than one another, because that's what trading is, buying and selling. And if you're buying, you're buying someone else's shares who's selling. So understand, it is a competition. So let's get this thing started, and don't forget, hit that like button and subscribe, because it really helps me out. I spend a lot of time making these videos, and that's the only way that's one easy way you can repay me, is just liking this content and subscribing. Thanks, guys. So trading isn't as much as mastering the markets as it is mastering yourself. That's what I wish I knew. You got to understand that when you're trading, you're really trading against your own emotions, because in trading, once you learn how to trade, what you like to trade, how you actually need to trade those, making a plan and executing that plan. The hardest part, for me at least, and I think a lot of people would agree, is actually controlling your emotions and making sure that you follow through with what you say you're going to do instead of reacting emotionally. Because when money is involved and losses is involved, you'll be amazed at how easy it is to let emotions just take over. Okay, what do we hate doing? We hate losing, and we hate losing money. Those are 2 things we hate doing, and you're going to do that often. So keep in mind, understand, what I would highly recommend is pick up some books about mindset. Pick up some books about psychology, and understand how to control your emotions. And control's the wrong word, but understand how to go through the emotions and understand them and experience them without them actually taking over and being the driver in your head, right? You want to be able to make decisions and not let your emotions make the decisions. So there's a lot of books out there. Anything about stoicism is great. And then also just any type of psychological book. Doesn't have to be necessarily trading. It can be anything, as long as it's about the mindset. The second thing I wish I knew is it's about the big picture. When you're trading, at least for myself, my experience, I got lost in just learning patterns, and every time I saw a pattern, I would trade it without really taking a step back and looking at the big picture, the yearly chart, the 6-month chart. That is what's important. You need to find out and see where the trend is, where the bag holders are, where previous buyers and sellers are, so that way you can kind of gauge a plan of how the stock should react. And then once you see on the big picture and have your thesis, then look for your trade within the intraday pattern. That is something that I wish I knew before I got started, because instead I was just looking for whatever pattern I could find within the intraday and didn't really care about big picture, and I ended up taking a lot more unnecessary losses that way. So here's the 3rd tip. Hit that like button and subscribe. Don't forget to do that. But for real, the 3rd tip is that trading is more of an art than it is a science. Yes, you're going to learn technical analysis, you're going to learn price action, volume. You may look at all different types of technical indicators, but what really matters is you find out what works for you. And you'll start to build over time kind of a philosophy of how you like to trade and what you are comfortable with, because everyone's comfortable in their own unique way. For myself, I'm comfortable holding a stock pretty much all day as long as it's going in my direction and it is my pattern. For others, they like to scalp. For some, they like to go long. I hate longing, and it might be because at the beginning I lost a lot, and that's all I used to do. And I didn't find consistency until I did a short only, and only shorting. So find what works for you. What I mean by it's an art is, yes, you're going to learn patterns, but you're also going to put it all together. And you're going to be very discretionary at times. You're going to combine the price analysis with volume, what maybe technical indicators or technical analysis, and you're going to determine what you like to trade, and from there you're going to place a trade. And everyone's opinion is different, which leads me to my next thing that I wish I knew. Ignore opinions, especially when you're in a trade. Now, I know when you are learning, you're going to ask a lot of questions, that's fine. But when you decide to actually place your first trade, do yourself a favor, write down what you're going to do, and then only look at that piece of paper every time you're thinking about, should I stay in this or should I get out? Look at the paper, and your paper should have the plan, right? When you should exit, when you should enter, and so forth, and when you should take profits. So please ignore opinions, because at the beginning, I used to look for advice, especially when I was in a trade. I would ask questions like, hey, what do you think of this trade? Hey, do you think this is going to keep going down? Or I would say things in a slick way where I think I was being slick. Like, man, this ticker really looks like it's going to keep panicking. And then try to see what other people thought. That, I'm telling you, will get you jaded, because you'll get tons of opinions. And I'm telling you, no matter what trade you do, there's always someone out there who's doing the exact opposite. So when that happens and that gets into your mindset, especially when you're new, it can really F up your trading plan, and you need to be as focused as possible. So instead of looking for opinions when you're in trades, just stick to your own plan and own it. If you lose, you lose, but learn. And that leads me to number 5, which is so important. And I think it's one of the biggest keys that really helped me a lot in figuring out this is how I be successful. But before that, hit that like button and subscribe, please. I really appreciate that, because that's one way to show me love and to say thank you. And it's really easy to do. It's really simple. Just hit that like button, because I spent a lot of time making these and I would really appreciate it. So the 5th thing, that is, understand you're gonna lose, and you're gonna lose often, and probably a lot more than you think. So understand that, because when you're first starting out, you don't know what you're doing. So you're gonna take a lot of losses. But then what really hit me personally is when I discovered that when you do know what you're doing, you're still going to lose. So the faster you get comfortable with losses, the better your experience will be, right? No matter who you are, if you're a great trader and you win constantly and you're consistently profitable, you're still going to take losses from time to time. So the faster you can accept that and understand that no matter where you are in your career, losses will always be there. Don't let them just be like a beatdown. Don't let them be a bully just hitting you in the face every time you lose, because then this experience will be horrible for you. I want you to enjoy trading as much as I do. And so don't beat yourself up. Just understand that when you lose, it's just part of the process, and you will lose throughout your entire career. It's gonna happen. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. And again, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe, because it really helps me a lot. And stay tuned. I'm making some more videos and sharing with you all. And if you have any questions, comment below, and you guys know I respond to every comment that you guys do. Take care.